StudioX is a new tool from UiPath that allows business users with no development skills the ability to create task automations. A task automation is when they go ahead and they identify some kind of work that they're doing on a repetitive basis, and we will give them the tools, the necessary tools to go ahead and automate that specific work. When you open StudioX, you have these two columns here. One is your recent projects that you worked on, or you can create a new project. Creating a new project is pretty straightforward. You give it a name, you give it a location, a folder where you want that project to be saved, and a description. And we're going to get into the advanced options soon as well. So I have a project that I've just created earlier today, and once you create the project, you're welcomed with this screen where you can actually start and go ahead and add the steps of your automation. But before going there, let me tell you about a new concept that StudioX comes with. It's called the Excel Workspace. The Excel Workspace, you can think about it as a scratchpad for your automation. It's where you have your formulas, you do your data manipulation, whether it's numbers, text manipulation or date manipulation, if that's what you're doing, and that's where you do all of that. That's separate from StudioX by design, because we believe that these business users they know how to operate Excel pretty well. Now, every task automation that one creates, it comes with such a scratchpad out of the box. And I can go ahead and open that scratchpad, or I can configure it. I can point to a specific template that I might have designed in the past. So I'm going to go ahead and open that scratchpad, and you can see it here. Now this scratchpad, I will go ahead and write some formulas. For example, here under B2, I will put today's date. Okay, so it's 8/21/2019. Now, if I go back in my automation and I add one of my first steps to my automation, let's say I want to display a message box. Okay, so message box. And the message box, the question is, what should be the text for that message box? Now, because of our integration, deep integration with Excel, I can actually go ahead and indicate in Excel the cell that I want to get the data from that will be displayed as a message box. So if I do that, I indicate the cell B2. Excel moves into this mode. You see this UiPath tab now opened. So I can select whatever cell I want to select, and I hit confirm. And the second I do that, you'll see here some Excel formatted text. It says that it will give me a message, and the message will be the B2 cell from the sheet 1 in my spreadsheet. So let's run this automation, see what happens. Yeah, I can see 8/21/2019 as the date that I had in my spreadsheet, right? So very easily I was able to read data from my spreadsheet and output it here. Now, some people might do a little bit more complex things in their spreadsheets. For example, you might want to know what's the what date was the last Monday, and this is the formula for last Monday. It says today minus weekday of today minus 2. Okay, and if you Google for last Monday Excel, that's how I ended up with this formula as well. So it's literally very, very simple. So the 19th was last Monday. Let's check that. 19th, yes, that is correct. Okay, and in Excel, one feature that Excel has is that you can actually name some cells or even ranges. So let me just give a name to this cell. I will call it last Monday. Okay, and now if I reference it in my spreadsheet, so if I do equals this, you'll see that it says equal last Monday, right? And this is an Excel feature. Now, thanks to our integration from Studio into Excel, one thing that you will see here is that as I click this plus button, you will see that we read all these named cells and we make them available to you in this what we call the dropdown, in this dropdown, right? So as a user, as a business user, you can just go ahead and work directly with the named cells that you have in your spreadsheet without having to open it and indicate in the spreadsheet. Now let's see how this works. Yeah, 8/19 works pretty well. Now the other thing that you can do with Excel is that you can actually take some data and type it into your spreadsheet and then do some data manipulation and then get it back. So let's try to do that. I will open a business application here, and let's say I want to get the transaction number, and I want to, I don't know, add 2 and then get the number back, right? So something pretty simple. To get that transaction number, we have a get text step that I need to add to my automation. As I edit, I can configure the target, meaning that it asks me, where do you want to get the text from? As I wanted to get the text from here, the transaction number. And once the text is being retrieved, I will be able to save it somewhere. So it asks me, where do you want to save it? And I want to save it in my spreadsheet. I want to save it here under B5. Okay, and then in my spreadsheet, what I can do is I can go here, let's say B5 has the value 1, 2, 3, and I can go ahead and let's say equals this plus 2. Okay, I add 2 to my transaction number, and then I want to retrieve this number. So to retrieve it, I go here in my message box, and I say indicate, is this D5, hit confirm. And now what this automation does is that it goes in this business application, it gets the transaction number, it writes it to my spreadsheet, and then it gets the value from a different cell from my spreadsheet. Let's see how this works. There you go. So it's 490430, which is 28 plus 2. So it worked pretty well. And in my spreadsheet, you can see that the value was written here and then recalculated for this. Now, this is a very basic example, but you can think about, maybe what you want to do is extract a dollar value from a field, and the dollar value is spelled differently because you're in a different country, and then you have the decimal point is a comma instead of a point. And you need to translate that into an actual number. And how do you do that? You could write some Excel formulas to replace dots with commas, and therefore, transform that into an actual number that you can then use further in your application. And that's just these are some very basic examples, but you can think about more complex examples from your from the tasks that you are trying to automate. Yeah, so this is the workspace. So basically, create a new task automation. It comes with a workspace attached, and in the workspace you can have all your formulas. You can do all your data manipulation, and you can get data from the workspace using this nice integration. You can save data to the workspace in a similar way, and you can do all your data manipulation in the Excel using your favorite Excel formulas. And then you can retrieve the calculated values and use them further in your task automation. So that's it for now. Thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next video.